What's up guys, my name is Zach and today I am driving a 2007 Honda Fit. Up front is a 1.5 liter inline 4 and down below is a 5-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here Honda Fit for a couple of reasons. First of all, I love Honda Fits, always have, probably always will. The second reason is the fact that this is not only a first generation, but this is the very first year of the Honda Fit here in the United States, which is very, very special. And I'm excited to share it with you guys today. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com, where you can buy stickers like this retro sticker pack or big friggin' bottle sticker, both with free shipping. You could also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form. And you could read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 1.5 liter inline 4 under the hood. It is a VTEC engine and it makes about 109 horsepower. But that's not what you should focus on. What you should focus on is the fact that yesterday Will, the owner of this Honda Fit, was driving on the highway and got 40 miles to the gallon. That's right, 40 miles to the gallon, something that is not easily found in a lot of cars. But the little Honda Fit will do it, and that is a huge, awesome attribute to the little 1.5 liter. Like I said, paired to it, 5-speed automatic transmission, nothing really to write home about, nothing crazy. However, I do pleasantly enjoy it. It's shifting here 15 years later, and that's all I can ask it to do. Last but not least, of course, the Honda Fit is front-wheel drive. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. There are some differences between the first and second gen. Well, in front of me, I have 3 main gauges. On the left is my tachometer, in the center is the speedometer, and on the right is the fuel with a little digital readout for the odometer. I like the blue accents that carries on throughout the car, and we'll talk about that later. But on the steering wheel, on the right, we have our cruise control options, and we don't have anything on the left, making it an asymmetrical steering wheel. Kind of taking a page out of Scion's book for this one, but that's okay. That was part of the era, and I do have paddle shifters around the back of the steering wheel if I'd like to manually shift myself. Off to the left, I do have a climate control vent and the power mirror switches. Now, unfortunately, the first generation did not get the little cup holder in front of the air vent like the second gen did, so I can't freeze or heat my drink at the push of a button. However, we'll talk about why that's good later on. Moving on to the door, I do have my power locks and power windows. The driver's window is automatic, which is fantastic and definitely a nice feature for 2007. Moving into the center, I have 2 climate control vents and a hazard switch. Then I have the very typical Honda radio from this era, again blue accents like we found in the gauges. Very simple, does have a CD player as well as an aux input, we'll show in a second. Then I have the climate controls, again very basic, temperature off to the left, fan speed in the middle, where to send it off to the right. And then on the center console, I have my aux input that I mentioned earlier, as well as a 12-volt outlet and some cubby space. Then we get the cup holders. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the 2007 Honda Fit, and I am happy to report that it actually does in fact pass the big friggin' bottle test. Certain Hondas are pretty good at fitting the big friggin' bottle, but because the cup holders aren't in front of the air vents, they could actually make them bigger. They were bigger, and so they could fit the big friggin' bottle. So I'm happy to report that the 07 Fit passes the big friggin' bottle test. Then we have the shifter. The shifter is a little bit on the cheaper side. It's just a very plasticky shifter. It does say Fit up at the top, which is, you know, nice to see. And it's the old Fit logo, that little blue dot on the eye. Kind of like that. Then we do get the handbrake and some more storage options in the center console, but that rounds out the center console for the Honda Fit. The seats are decently comfortable. They are kind of base. They're this sort of almost late 90s looking and feeling fabric, where it's like cloth, but like nightshirt cloth. You know what I mean? Where it's like kind of like rough, kind of scratchy a little bit almost, and not quite the cloth that we see in today's cars, but that's okay. Speaking of seats, however, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. First of all, I want to show you that these seats actually do fold up, which is very, very cool, very useful. But actually getting into the seats and into the Honda Fit, Headroom, pretty good. Knee room, pretty good. For a small little car, this is actually pretty fantastic. My left knee is being smashed by the door a little bit. Now, there is a cup holder in the door that is sort of hitting my shin, but if that's my only complaint for a car this size, we're doing pretty good. We're definitely doing pretty good. I'll show footage now of the back seat going up, what's under it, not much, but now let's hop around back. We'll take a quick look at the cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the 2007 Honda Fit. Little handle up here and just pull it up. And this is the best part of the Fit, is how much storage space you really get in the back of this tiny little car. You think that this car is small, yet I have friends that have put engines in the back of here. They've put motorcycles back here. I mean, it's really, really, truly impressive what people are able to fit in a Honda Fit. I think the name is rather fitting. Tons of great space back here. I don't really have any amenities besides this pocket, a little light over there. I mean, pretty standard stuff, nothing to write home about. However, it's awesome. It's a small little people's car that's not small. Now we gotta talk about the looks of the Honda Fit, and I really like the look of the first gen. It's so innocent. It's so, I don't know, it's cute. You almost want to shove it in your pocket. Not that I think that you should, but I'm just saying it does sort of have that appeal to it. I've always liked the proportions of the Honda Fit. I think it's a very ergonomic car. They're easy to get into. They're not very low down, which is very nice. And a lot of cars sort of struggle with is that they're too low to the ground. Some sedans are just too low. Sometimes the Civic might be too low. And one thing I absolutely love about the exterior of the Fit is the first gen, they actually color match the insides of the headlights to the rest of the body. It gives this cool sort of glass dome effect to the headlights where they look like the lenses were placed on the car, not in the car. Very, very interesting and something I've always loved about the first gen Fit. But now, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think finally driving the very first year of the Honda Fit, at least here in the US? The Fit actually started in 2001 over in Japan, but they didn't export them here until 2006 for the 2007 model year, and this vehicle was manufactured in January of 2007. These cars have always been interesting to me because they have this almost Subaru type following. What I mean by that is that people that seem to buy Subarus never end up buying anything else ever again. They become die-hard fans. It's as if there's catnip sewn into the seats. And that seems to reign true about Honda Fits. Everyone I've ever met who's owned a Honda Fit has loved it. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, you can fit a lot of things in them. They're larger than you think. They're not big cars, but they feel big on the inside. That's key. The other reason is the fact that they're economical. 40 miles to the gallon, little tiny engines. They're nothing big, nothing flashy. They just work. And they're a little bit more practical than Honda Civics. I didn't know that sentence existed, but it's true. The hatchback is a little bit nicer. You get a little bit more space. It looks a little bit more presentable than a Civic, and it's not as run-of-the-mill as a Civic. All good things. And so it's cool to be driving a 2007 because this was the genesis. This was the start. This was the beginning of what would become a very successful car here in the United States. And so now I've driven the first year and, unfortunately, the last year that the Fit was offered here in the States. The bookends, if you will. And it's cool to see how it changed. It changed in important ways. They updated the interior as time went on, but they kept the core value the same. The Fit still felt like a Fit all throughout its production run. And that's hard to say for a lot of vehicles. A lot of cars tend to change genres as they move along, but the Fit stayed true to itself. And even if you don't like the Honda Fit, you gotta respect it. You just have to respect this little thing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Will for letting me take out his Honda Fit. This thing is absolutely fantastic. I was so glad to get behind the wheel of a first gen, an actual true proper first generation Honda Fit, color matched headlights and all. And that is all thank you to Will. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.